Alright, you guys, so basically this video I'm going to be going through all the different board partner designs of the RTX 3080/90 because most of the designs are going to be very similar. So I figure I might as well just look at all the designs, figure out which one I want to buy. I kind of already know because I looked through all of them just a little bit when I was making this list, but I didn't really look too deep into them and like pick them apart or anything because I wanted to save most of my opinions for the list, obviously. So this is just fresh off the top opinions. Let me repeat that. Opinions, these are mine. You don't have to agree with me, and I really don't care. If you want to leave a hateful comment, be my guest. That counts for interactions. But anyways, we're gonna go through all the different board partner designs that I found. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be leaving like a brand or two out of here that I haven't heard of before, which is fine, but we're gonna go through all the big ones. So first, let's start off with the Founders Edition because I have a few things to say about this because originally I kind of thought that I would either get like a Founders Edition or an EVGA or an MSI card. Probably not getting an EVGA, but we'll get there when we get there. Before we continue with the rest of this video, just want to ask that you guys drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We got a 3080, probably a 3090 review as well coming in the very near future, like within the next month or so when they start shipping to real people that spent their money and bought the cards. So if you're expecting that, it's probably gonna be like within the next month or so, and I'm gonna kill myself to get those benchmarks out to you guys as fast as I get the card, get all the games updated, compared to my 2080, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing, so stay tuned. You don't wanna miss that. And yeah, in the meantime, just enjoy some awesome content. So again, if you enjoyed the content, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. We got some awesome giveaways going on my Discord channel as well. We do giveaways pretty frequently around here, so you probably don't want to miss out. So this Founders Edition card, this is the 3090 obviously, and it's a cool looking design, but problem number one, let's see if Nvidia, they only have 3 pictures, that's it? Wow. Anyways, right here in the middle of the graphics card, they have the power connector. Nvidia, what the heck? Okay, I know you guys are doing a cool design, like the actual graphics card is a lot smaller now in terms of the PCB, but I would have rather you put the power connector all the way, I don't know, maybe even put the power connector in the back of the card. I felt like that would have been a much better idea, and then we would have figured that out. Like, I don't know, that this in the middle of the card just looks horrible. Like, it interrupts the design. You're gonna have wires hanging from the middle of the card in your case. Why you did that, I have no idea. If they would have put it like at the front of the card too, I feel like that would have looked cool, but the PCB is much shorter, so I get it, but at the same time, I don't, because it looks horrible. But anyways, the reason why I'm not getting the Founders Edition card is because this will pretty much only work in a regular ATX case. Next year, I plan to swap my whole build over to small form factor, and this card is not gonna work. And I don't plan on doing like any like crazy custom water cooling and stuff like that, because frankly, I'm not there yet. I don't really care that much. So I just want to get a cool looking stock card that performs well. And this looks cool and it would work in my case now, but in a year from now, it wouldn't. So I'll pass. So I was trying to go on the sites for like the Aorus Extreme 3090 and 3080, and basically this is what it gives me. Like, it's really dumb. So I'll go here and the whole card doesn't load. It's just showing me a bunch of fans, which is cool and all, but I want to see how the rest of it looks. So we're gonna have to use this tiny little image right here. The Extreme card, I think it looks okay. If I'm being honest, I think their 20 series cards looked a little bit better. Like, I think these look really cool, like with the RGB rings and stuff. So I kind of wish they would have done a similar thing with the 3090 and 3080, but it's not that big of a deal. They look okay. I think this is an RGB light bar right here, but I could be wrong because, oh, I can barely see the listing. So Gigabyte, please fix that. The Extreme, it looks okay. The Master, I actually think looks a little bit better than the Extreme. I think, is the Master loading? No, the Master is not loading really either. But I mean, you got this cool little screen here that's the same as the Extreme. I actually think they have the same design. I think the Extreme just has like different looking fans or something. I don't know, but I'm not overly interested in the Aorus cards, not just because their site isn't loading, but they just look okay. Like, this one is a more basic one. This is the gaming OC for the 3080 and 3090. It just looks kind of basic. Like, it's all right, I guess. They got a cool little light here, so you'll see that. And the fans are just fans. They're gonna be facing the bottom of the case anyways. Then unique blade design, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. We got a nice side view of the card. That's what I wanted to see on the other one, but it wasn't working. But this actually looks pretty clean. I kind of wish that this was covered because that makes it look kind of budget. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be in the realm of $750 to $800 anyway. So I think this should be all covered right here because that's still pretty expensive even for a 3080. And then their budget card, the Eagle, I mean, it looks all right. Let me see if they got a side perspective of this one. Yeah, it looks okay. This RGB, you'll probably hardly even see it if that's RGB. Let's see. Scroll down. Yeah, Oris software. So that is RGB. But I wonder like how much of this I'm actually going to see because the card is going to be facing downwards. So I don't really think I'm going to see that all that much. So I mean, out of any of the Gigabyte cards, I would probably go with the Master and it looks okay. I don't know if this little Eagle logo is right here is also RGB. I'm not sure. It looks all right. I'm not overly impressed. It just looks pretty basic. I wish these listings were loading better so I could take a better look at like the actual card, but they aren't. And I tried to just Google some pictures and it didn't really work out too well. So Gigabyte, they look okay. Now, these MSI cards look freaking sweet. Like this card right here, the Gaming X Trio, is probably the design that I'll end up getting or that I want ideally. If I don't get this one the first time around, don't be surprised if I just grab whatever 3080 is available and then sell it later on to get this one, because this is the one that I think looks probably the cleanest out of all of them, but this is still really early on. So that opinion could change by the end of this video. When I peeked at the Zotac one, I thought it was cool too, but in terms of the 3080s, the MSI is my first choice for sure. The 3090 design is similar as well, but the Gaming X Trio is the one that has like all this cool RGB lighting and stuff. Like they got this light bar right here. This glows like, yeah, this looks way better than like the, what is it? The 10 series MSI cards. And then the 20 series wasn't really that bad. Like they toned it down a little bit. They kind of got over that whole like black and red type theme. This looks way cleaner. Like, yeah. And then this one, I won't be upset if I get this one. It doesn't have RGB. It's not bad. I think the design is just pretty clean, but this one is lacking a little bit of IO. You see, you got 3 display ports and 1 HDMI. Oh, you know, that's because this is a 3080, that's why. Anyways, I think between 3080 and 3090, you'll probably be missing a little bit of IO, obviously, but MSI, for the most part, I don't really have anything bad to say. I just wish that there was some RGB on the Ventus 3X. And then, yeah, this Gaming X Trio looks freaking sick. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy this design. All right, so we have the Asus Strix now. I actually think this one looks okay. Like, the more I look at it, the more I'm okay with it. Like, I can come to terms with this. I can have this in my computer, no problem, and I won't really be upset because it does look pretty good. They got this light bar on the side and it looks pretty clean. The fans look clean. The front of the car looks pretty sweet. I just think it looks pretty good. Like, this light bar right here looks pretty cool, actually. Yeah, so like, I kind of wish that all this wasn't exposed, but it's not really the end of the world. But yeah, reinforced frame. Then why is it open? Come on now. This color and stuff, ooh, that's all RGB, so that's pretty sweet. The only thing I don't like about Asus is their software for PC. I'm not the biggest fan of. It's kind of clunky, but I do like these cool little RGB effects and stuff like that. Like this rainbow is killer. That is pretty freaking sweet. So the ROG Strix, I'm on board with. I wouldn't be upset if I got it. And if I did end up with this, I wouldn't be hard pressed to sell it for the MSI that I still prefer, but I would be fine keeping this in my computer. It's not really that big of a deal. The tough card, on the other hand, I don't know what they're trying to do right here. Show that you want to smash your graphics card into the ground and see some rocks flying or something. I think you're gonna see pieces of plastic and metal flying off your graphics card if you smash it into the ground. So this tough shroud, you got this tiny little RGB thing right here. Yeah, it looks okay. This is a little too budget for me. It looks okay. Like, you know, you can just set the one static color, but this kind of looks a little too cheap. I'm sure this is probably going to be on that lower end. Like, this is probably going to be a $700 card if I had to guess. And this is probably going to be like a $780, maybe $800 graphics card. So I would definitely pay the extra $100 and get the ROG Strix version because it just looks a lot better. And I'm sure this cooling design is gonna work better too. This, it just looks a little too budget for me. So now we are on EVGA site, which to me, this is kind of the biggest disappointment because I thought I was gonna get an EVGA graphics card for this gen, but I'm not really thrilled with their like flagship-ish design. I don't really like it that much, to be honest. Like this, I don't know what this red accent is on both ends of the card. I don't know what that is. I really don't. And I'm not a fan of it either. Like this FTW3, this is the line of the card that I was considering getting, like just based off like what I had before. And when I had a 1080, but this like RGB light strip, don't get me wrong, we all love RGB, but I don't really know what's going on right here. It just looks a little funky. The fans, I mean, the fans, you know, whatever. This whole like weird shaped design type, it just looks weird. I'm not really cool with that. These are cool if you want to do water cooling. This, the hybrid, I would probably be interested in, but it doesn't really look that cool. And I don't have space in my case for another radiator. The Kingpin, same thing. I don't have space in my case for another radiator. The XC3, it looks okay. It just looks pretty basic. I would prefer to have this XC3 card over the Asus TUF card all day. So if they were both the same price, I would go for the XC3 over the Asus TUF because it just looks like it's built a little bit better. So yeah, that's what I would go with personally. This FTW3, if you guys see this card on my channel, you know I was really pissed when I hit order because this is not the one I want. So this Zotac one actually surprised me. This one is the amp, I think is what it's called. This thing looks freaking cool, man. Like I was not really expecting it to look this good, but dude, like this purple and green, like the Pamage colors, bro, this looks so good. And let me see, which of this is RGB? Let's see here if it shows. Yeah, so like part of it is RGB. Honestly, I would probably either leave it at like white or blue or green maybe. Oh, or maybe purple, honestly. It all looks good. It all looks good. I wouldn't leave it on red because that just looks funky. Yellow, yeah, I guess if you're playing Cyberpunk or something, you want your PC to match, yellow might be actually a good option. Everything but red looks good. So I think you'd be pretty safe, to be honest. This Zotac amp card actually looks pretty cool. And I can't wait for them to come out with like a really small ITX card as well, because usually I think Zotac comes out with those really small cards, and I hope that they're able to figure out how to make it work on a 3080 with a decent fan design, and that might be perfect for an ITX build. Now this other Zotac card, this Trinity, this one actually doesn't look bad either. Like I wouldn't be upset if I got this RGB right here. It looks okay. The rest of the design, it's like very leave or take, just like the EVGA XC3, I think is what it was, whatever. It's a very similar card. I will put it in that same class, where I think this is probably gonna be around that like $700 to $740-ish price point. I wouldn't be upset if I got one of these cards. So next we have Palit. I've never seen a Palit card like in a friend's build. I don't really think that Palit GPUs are like widely available in the US. So I won't be surprised like if I don't see anyone stateside like review these, but I probably expect someone in like Australia or the UK or something like that to review one of these. So yeah, I'll give my opinion on it. Why not? Because this video would be too short otherwise, right? So this one, it looks okay. It doesn't really look that special. Personally, I wouldn't buy it. So yeah, I don't know. But this one though, so it depends. If all this is kind of a funky color, like it's actually like this, and this is not RGB, no, because that's not gonna match anything. But if this is all like RGB reflective and stuff like that, like this kind of reminds me of the G.Skill Trident Royal RAM. And if you have that RAM and you want to get this graphics card to match, I actually think that's a really good idea. Like that would be a pretty fire build to have everything matching with this. So that would be actually be pretty sweet. Would I get it? No, it wouldn't be my first choice. It's a little bit too loud for me personally. Like it's just, I don't really know what's going on with this. It looks cool, but I wouldn't buy it. So last but not least, we have a couple cards from Galax. They have like a black, a white, and a pink version. And this is a 3090. So I'll assume hopefully a 3080 is gonna be the same. So I guess if you're looking for a pink or a white graphics card, I don't know if these are gonna be available in the US or not. So maybe order one of these overseas and hope for the best. I don't know. This looks okay. It looks okay. Would I buy it? I would heavily consider the white one, but I don't think I would get the pink one or the black one, because the black one, I feel like there are other better black or gray graphics cards to get. Instead of getting this, I would rather just get like the Asus ROG Strix instead of like a black one of these. Like, it just looks okay. It doesn't look like anything special, so I'm good. Especially if this is like on the higher end of cards, like if it's a 3080, if it's around, you know, the $800, maybe $850 price point. If it's a 3090, if it's around $1,700 or $1,800, absolutely not. No way. I couldn't do it. Nah. But all right, guys, that is gonna be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel as well. I'm not really sure which ones I would get. Like right now, I'm between the MSI and the Zotac ones for sure. I'm okay with the Asus ROG Strix. So if the MSI and the Zotac ones are sold out, I will get the ROG Strix. But I'm sure that since that one is like the higher end card, it's probably gonna go first. So I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm going for the MSI one first. That is my first pick. Zotac number 1 and then ROG Strix number 3. And the rest of them, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not really that interested in. I would settle on the EVGA XC3 card as my 4th option. But other than that, I don't really like the rest of them. I really don't. Some of them just look a little too basic. Some of them just look a little too cheap for the price in terms of like the build quality. But I'm sure when I pick them up, they're pretty substantial, because I know the 3080s and 3090s especially are gonna be like beefy cards. But at the same time, I wanna feel like I got my money's worth, like aesthetic wise. Like, it has to look good. It can't just feel good in the hand, you know what I mean? Because if it doesn't look good, it's like, why would you buy it other than just performance? But yeah, but anyways, stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna be buying obviously one of these 3080s. I'm not sure which just yet. Hopefully the MSI, we'll see. But we got another week before we can pre-order, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pre-order that bad boy, probably get the fastest shipping option I can get, and I'll be playing 1440p 240 hertz in no time. I can't wait. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next video.